Oh, welcome back to the farm. Today's video is about using the leaves that are falling in the winter, assuming the fall. Don't know why I said winter. Pardon me. And you can already see the leaves already falling. Fortunately, this due to the summer drought that we had, there's not a lot of color. But these leaves can be used for compost, mulch, or if you don't mind waiting, leaf mold. Now, leaf mold has applications in itself. I like to use that as a base for my compost or my potting mix / seed starting. You can also use it as a mulch. With that being said, it takes a while for the leaves to break down. They are a mesophilic condition, meaning meso meaning middle. Temperatures that I find comfortable between 60 to 80 degrees. It is a fungal activator, or mycelium, if I remember the word correctly. Which is why it takes so long. Now, it needs two things: water and air. The leaves are hydrophobic, meaning they don't like water, so it takes a lot more water. As far as stores, I've already said this: if you store it in a trash bag that has holes in it, there's no reason why you can't put it in the container, regardless if it has holes, as you can see right here, or not. I have seen leaf mold be made in metal trash cans, so it's just if you have the conditions right or not. So I wouldn't be caring if it makes complete ground contact or not, as I'm sure that will help speed up, but end of the day, is it going to make that big of a deal? No. Also, with grinding up the leaves, I grind up the leaves just to get more space. I can pack more in here, but end of the day, not that big of a deal. Now, I'll come back here in a year and get the leaf mold out of this, and I will start using that for my soil mixes. And it's really good to have for the summer with the water retention rate, as well as it is a very low grade fertilizer, being an organic fertilizer. So throwing away the leaves should not be something that you should be considering. And as also an added benefit, this is going to make your produce that you grow tastier. And if you have an oak tree, the oak leaves will help acidify the soil. A good example out here is we have a lot of hard water, very alkaline. So that's another way I can help balance the pH in my soil. Now, it's got to be a marginal increase to your acidic, but it will help acidify, especially if I keep it going year after year. Those other videos out talk about more in-depth leaf mold. I want to be more focused on the conditions. Now, if you noticed here, I have drilled a bunch of holes in this trash can. One, I didn't have a way to make a bin, a fence bin. And to make a bin, you need about 9 feet of some type of wire material, or a pallet, or really anything. So what I decided to do was just use this trash can. Now, if you're going to tell me it needs full ground contact, that's great. If that works for you, perfect. I've already said the ground contact would have more surface area, but in my case, I don't have that available, so I will use this trash can that I drill a bunch of holes in the bottom. Fungi is a microorganism. It's already present. It just doesn't have a big colony. That is why it takes so long. Second thing I do is I pour a lot of water on this to shrink this down, and I stuff this down. Again, the only thing I need is water and air. I've heard sunlight affects this quite a bit, so So I may need to relocate this during the summer, move it to a shadier spot. But that is this a issue I'll come across with summer. If you're making leaf compost, you don't even worry about the temperature or the fungi. You just throw it in your compost and keep adding your greens. Something you can do to speed up the process, besides chemical fertilizers that are heavy in nitrogen, the bone meal that is very heavy nitrogen, I think it's 17. You can use that like I showed you in my compost videos. You can also use coffee grinds, which would also be a nitrogen source. I know some people say this, the urinating, using your own urine. That is conjecture. It will work, but if you have medications, I wouldn't recommend doing that. Lastly is this time. Come back in a year or 2 years. This will be very potent natural items that you can use, and you can eat it for cheap. I have virtually spent nothing on this outside the water that's going inside the unit. This is something worth having. And as you can see here, I have a lot of trees around me, so I might even be getting a lot of leaves. I may even go to the neighborhood to pick up leaves just to have extras. There's nothing wrong with that. So don't look at this material as trash. And I believe I already said the items inside this, the leaves, will add flavor to the produce that you grow. That's something I cannot stress enough. As well as the water retention. So having this into your garden, especially year after year after year, is going to save in economic inputs. For example, what if you can make your own soil instead of having to go down to your big box store, buy a bunch of soil? And with the watering, you have so much organic material in your garden that you don't need to water as often because it can hold onto the water for longer. And then there's the environmental factor. This isn't going to landfill, it's not getting burnt. So do not look at this as trash. I cannot stress this enough. Don't worry about the container you're in. There's another YouTube creator, I think it's called Rustic Gardener. He's based in Maryland, but he does leaf mold inside metal containers, metal trash cans, metal raised bins, or excuse me, metal raised beds. Excuse me. So there's more than one way to do this, and if you have a different method, like I had one comment down in I think it was Central Oklahoma. I'm not remembering off the top of the head, but he just uses a wire band with felt, black felt. Takes him about a year. There's many different ways. Don't be afraid to experiment. Run 3 or 4 different types of bins. This stuff is very potent to have. Unfortunately, with my previous composting, I have not been able to keep my leaves long enough to make mold, the leaf mold. I'm hoping this year I'm able to conserve the leaves so I can make leaf mold, because this is another economic input I can reduce down. You can still see I have more leaves coming. I more than likely will go into the neighborhood, start looking for bags of leaves. Do be mindful of that. Some of the leaves may have chemical fertilizers from lawn companies, so do be mindful of that, and some of that could inhibit the growth. So again, there's a risk associated with that. This is why I don't like grabbing too much. If you're farther south, this will break down faster than you are in a farther northern latitude. But that's okay. Good things are worth waiting for. So something else I would do is I pack this down. There's no reason why I can't fill this up to the top, because when it shrinks down, just like a compost pile, you're going to lose 10 to 15% of the mass anyway. My experience with this is when you get down, you may see a thick mat of leaves, which will slow down decomposition. You can always fluff it. But what I will likely do to combat that is take my auger bit and just drill down. There's no reason why I can't do that in this bin. But this has been Tulsa Urban Farmer. As always, feel free to leave a comment, like or sub. And I do enjoy the comments. There's a lot of creativity in that, and it opens my mind to things that I never even considered. So I appreciate those that do, as well as to help the channel out, because this is still a small channel and I am a one-man team. And I will catch you in the next video.